modern M1956 connectors or the older 1910 hangers, which allow you to integrate equipment from over 70 years of production. Very simple and easy to use. One of the things I do like about the Canteen, the canvas covers, is that again, they're quiet. Notice the difference in noise factor here. The fact that again, these will absorb water. If you're familiar with how canteens cool, and most of you wonder why all that fuzzy stuff is inside, the felt is saturated with water. The canteen is installed, and through natural convection, the transfer of heat and the extraction of moisture, we actually cool water while it's being carried. Either newer or older canteen covers can be distributed, or canteens can be distributed on the backpack. And I'll turn this around this way. You can carry 2, preferably balancing the canteens out, 2 or 4 canteens from these particular stations. In addition, and again, many of you would like to carry, for instance, machetes or other types of edged weapons. While the side station is convenient, there is a slip point to the back of these pouches which allow you to carry the machete from the 1910 hanger point here, sliding the scabbard into and behind this particular pouch. It allows for this equipment to be attached and prevents the thing from flopping around and making noise. It's important to remember that these little features are not always explained in every one of the manuals that you can find out there, and most of these do not come with instruction guides. However, simple, easy procedures to understand. Moving to the top of the backpack, and we'll finish this up very quickly, we have a Velcro closer with a convenience pouch. What should you put up here? Spare socks, spare glove liners, items that you need to get to that you may have to change. Remember, if your fingers go, the rest of the body follows, as we discussed with cold weather operations. From this location, a lot of equipment can be kept in Ziploc bags, pulled out, popped, and then used accordingly as needed. Again, to close, no big deal, very simple. You also have, of course, a seal or wraparound connector around the outside, which is nothing more than a conventional lanyard loop, ring, and grommet. By tightening these on, of course, you can blossom, or you can either open, in other words, or contract this particular point and seal up the base of the backpack itself. Now, while we're not going to pull everything out of this particular house pack, you'll notice, look, right on the top, yes, that's what we're finding here, spare socks, both types, both wool. In the back of the pack, you will find yet another adjustable station. That's what this strap is attached to. It is to the back wall of the backpack itself, and otherwise there's a large single chamber. This is designed for carrying auxiliary meal packs, or, for instance, through the buddy system, hard pack items that are going to be stowed close to the body, which means they're being kept close to the ground during a fighting situation in the prone position. Spare batteries for the PRC-25 and PRC-77, munitions, spare magazines, ammunition, critical tools. Remember, sometimes on patrolling operations, tools are designated to people specifically for the mission. And these items are located where they can be found commonly by other team members if this person is not capable of using his equipment. Again, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. You'll find a lot of good equipment I can see right from the top here, including, of course, the ever-present survival blanket. For so many purposes, this thing is crucial, and of course, as a first aid item, is essential. Remember again, seal everything back up here very quickly. Diaphragm type top. In this case with a tie type rope, but you will also see what is an M1972/73 keeper, which is a slide type fastener. It has a locking device in the center which allows for it to travel up and down the individual cords, and can be contracted accordingly to tighten up and lock in place. The Alice system is very desirable for obvious reasons. Again, some people will complain that in some ways it just seems a little overcomplicated. I don't believe that is the case. There are, of course, cheaper solutions which don't offer as many options. But the Alice system is now readily available in surplus resource points around the land. Has been around since about 1972-73 in its earliest form, has been fully developed, and is ready off the shelf to use. If you have another solution, again, one of the advantages of the militia situation is we can adapt accordingly. But this is a house load as we've described in the past. It can be added to or subtracted from at the need of the mission and the operator and his physical limitations. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate the time that you've spent with us. We understand that your time is precious to you just as it is for us. We ask that at this point in history, you make the supreme effort to prepare. One of the purposes behind the Equipping 1 and 2 tapes was to give you the opportunity to think through what it is that you will need to be ready when the time comes. Now remember, we're not looking for a place to hide. Our objective is to know how to survive, to prepare for the future. We plan on winning, and to do that, we need you to pass through these times and move on to the future. Now there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and we hope that with all of the things that we've put on these tapes, that we've given you some ideas. But remember, the first effort has to be in your ballpark. You're going to have to become students. You're going to have to immerse yourself in the subject and develop the knowledge yourself. With the millions of people that we have in the Patriot movement, we have the capability to come up with a solution, not just simply relying on
I cry for my country, for the pain that it's been through. She's been made to suffer for the profit of a few. Storm clouds are forming, winds of change now touch our shores. Our hear forefathers are crying as the dream's been cruised.